This is Joey Wright, and you're listening to the H2 Wrestling Podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys? You're listening to the H2 Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, H2 here, along with my co-host, AJ Gagliardo. AJ.
What's up, guys?
And our special guest for the evening, for now, I don't know how long he's going to stick around. He made it seem like he wasn't going to be here the whole time. Ern Nitro. How's it going, Ern?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. Today we're going to talk about the fallout of Mania and the Superstar shakeup and what direction we think they're going to go with it. We're going to go over a few of the matches for Mania. Neville defeating Austin Aries to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. Right decision in my book, especially if they want to continue, or if they want to stop bouncing the title around and make it seem relevant. It's good to have a top heel holding the title. AJ, what did you think about that?
I thought it was a really good match. I love seeing Neville do the Red Arrow on Aries to win.
Yeah.
That was great for me to see.
Yep.
I enjoyed it a lot. You're right, they did a good move keeping Neville as champion. I predicted Austin Aries winning because, like you said, they bounced the title around a lot.
Yep.
So that's what was my guess, but I wanted Neville to win. I think I mentioned it in our last podcast. I wanted Neville to win.
I believe so. Ern, did you watch it?
I didn't get to watch Mania until towards the end of the show, but I know Austin Aries from, what was it, TNA, right?
Yeah.
He's on TNA. And then Neville, I remember him when he was Adrian Neville. I don't even know why Creative dropped his first name. I mean, it just sounds more right when it's Adrian Neville.
Yeah.
Did the same thing to Cesaro. It was Antonio Cesaro.
Yep, and then Big E Langston, yeah, but I've liked what I've seen from Neville, especially from NXT. I mean, he's been doing his thing on the main roster too, but I could only assume that it was a great match. Austin Aries is also a good performer.
Right. Second bout we had was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Was that Mojo Rawley that won that?
Sadly,
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, Gronkowski came in the match.
Absolutely stupid.
You wanted Jinder Mahal to win?
I wanted Sami Zayn to win.
I would rather have Mahal win than Raleigh.
Hey, I'm sorry for getting you guys off track, but how do you feel about Jinder Mahal anyways?
I really don't care about him, like, at all. They haven't done anything to make me give a shit about him. So
He looks in better shape this run.
he's definitely in better shape this time around, and rumors are circulating that he's about to get a really big push
in the mid-card
but
area.
I don't know.
He's the reason why Finn's injured right now.
Yeah.
Really? What happened?
It's forearm, and then Finn took like a bad bounce his head to the ring. He has a concussion right now.
Oh,
So,
man.
what were you gonna say about Jinder though?
Oh, I was wondering how you guys felt about him because is he a heel right now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just think like guys like him he's Indian or Middle Eastern, correct? I just think guys like him can never be a face in this company unless it's like a jokey gimmick. We've never really had a face that wasn't really a joke type character.
Well, it's kind of interesting the way they do things because Rusev, obviously, when he came in, the Bulgarian Brute, the hero to the Russian Federation, just absolute fucking heel. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's a heel. No other way to look at it. Well, they made him, when you look at it from the other side of the spectrum, to the Russians, he was a huge babyface. Just the way they portrayed, they made it seem as if he was like a babyface. So I don't know if they do that over there, or if they just cut those segments completely. I have no idea how they do it over there.
Right, I understand. It just gets kind of stale with a lot of these wrestling, federations, companies, whatever you want to call it, always making foreign wrestlers seem like a heel right off the bat. It would just be nice to have like a fresh taste of, maybe seeing one be a face or a good come to America story that's not Santino Marella.
Yeah. Well, Sami Zayn is Arabic, technically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But that's not really like his character, though.
No.
He's portrayed as a Canadian. But anyways, before I get us more off track,
Right.
back to the Battle Royal.
No, that was all I have for
Well, I was pissed off at
Fucking
it.
awful booking. Zayn should have won, in my
Zayn,
opinion.
Strowman, or who else? Who else was in it?
Ziggler, I believe, was in it.
There are a lot better contenders having Mojo Rawley win.
Yeah.
It was stupid and bad decision by WWE.
Dean Ambrose defeating Baron Corbin to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Terrible move. Terrible, in my opinion, at least. Ambrose has done nothing to make the title seem relevant, and they're keeping the title on him. This was his first defense in I don't know how freaking long. Probably since he faced The Miz.
Know what that kind of reminds me of? You said he hasn't defended it much.
What's that?
The Intercontinental title.
That is, yeah.
Okay. That kind of reminds me of his run as United States champion back
Yeah.
a couple of years
Yeah.
ago when he defended it, maybe 2 or 3 times when he was part of the Shield?
Yeah, and became the longest reigning United States champion in WWE history.
It's crazy. They get a mid-card on the guy, and then they just don't do anything with the mid-card at all.
Yeah,
The Miz defended his title like every week on SmackDown. Why
Mhm.
couldn't Ambrose?
right.
Exactly.
It was stupid too. The Tuesday after WrestleMania, they did a match what everyone wanted at WrestleMania, which was a street fight, and
Mhm.
Baron Corbin won that.
Yep, and it was non-title.
Yeah, so I don't know, WWE.
Yeah.
You need to do better booking.
See, last time I seen Baron Corbin compete, he was actually really raw. He didn't really have any
Yeah.
kind of mic skill, and he kind of just pounded everybody and then did his finisher at the end of days, and that was pretty much it. Has he been doing better here lately?
A
Or
lot better. A
Like,
lot better.
really?
they've definitely taken their time with him
Mhm.
to build his character a little bit. They've done a very good job, and they were building him up, and it was the perfect time for him to capture his first championship, and WWE just kind of dropped the ball on that. Anything else you guys got for that? Thought it was very poor booking.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And we got AJ Styles defeating Shane McMahon, as everybody in the entire world predicted. Had Shane McMahon defeated AJ Styles, I would have literally killed myself. But Shane
Balls.
McMahon did surprise a lot of people. I was just sitting there thinking the whole time during the match, what would his finisher be? This is a match where there's rules. He can't jump off of anything ridiculous.
Did he do the coast to coast?
He did. He used a trash can.
The ref was not hit in the head with something, and you think he was
Yeah,
bleeding
the ref
a bit.
actually was bleeding. The ref took a bump and was bleeding.
Nice.
Shane McMahon's finisher, or at least what everybody's presuming was his finisher, was the shooting star press.
What?
Yeah,
He did a
he
shooting
did
star
it,
press.
and it wasn't a beautiful one, but for 40-plus-year-old Shane McMahon to pull that out of his ass.
You gotta remind me what a shooting star press is again. That's just
Never
Where-
Evan Born?
Yeah, do you remember Evan?
the backflip and
Yeah.
Yeah,
the gainer off the. That's what I thought it was. But you said Shane McMahon. I couldn't imagine that.
yeah. It's pretty out there. Yeah, right move in my book.
Yeah, Styles needed to win. They couldn't have done what they did last year with Chris Jericho when he faced Chris Jericho and lost.
Yeah.
That was stupid, but it was a great match. The punches sound real. It looked like they're actually beating each other up.
Yeah, I had mentioned that I think it was Adam Blampede from What Culture Pro Wrestling said that Shane McMahon had the worst working punches in professional wrestling, and Shane actually didn't do a terrible job.
I also think they're actually hitting each other some of them.
I think they were in some of them. I think Styles is like, punch me in the face.
So, why did this match take place exactly? Just because I haven't been following WWE as much lately. I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, AJ was the heel, and then to keep his face, Shane McMahon kind of said, you know what, I'm not going to put you up against a match against anyone really. I'm going to fight my own battles type thing. Is that kind of what it was? That's the
No.
vibe I got.
Go ahead. The whole, with the Royal Rumble and everything, the whole story. I'll let you tell it because you're more passionate about it.
See, John Cena came back from a hiatus, as Cena does most of the time, and he pretty much demanded being in the number one contender for the Styles WWE Championship, which happened at WrestleMania. Styles was upset at how Cena can just come in and claim something like that. And what made him mad even more is that Cena, who's been gone for a long time, not the champion, was the main front guy in the Royal Rumble poster, and Styles was like way in the back where you can hardly see him. He's mad about that. And then in the Royal Rumble match, Styles lost to Cena, and
So Cena became the champion.
Styles won his one-on-one rematch, which he didn't get until elimination. He didn't get a one-on-one rematch, but he got a rematch in
Wait,
Elimination Chamber.
hold on. I think I'm getting a sense here. Are you telling me that Cena buried someone?
Yeah, to become the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion. Woo!
Wow, that's unlike him to bury someone like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue. My bad.
Here we go. So it was Cena, Styles, Wyatt, Ziggler, Corbin, and Ambrose in the Elimination Chamber match, and Bray became the new champion. And so Cena still had his rematch clause, but Styles was still claiming he had a one-on-one rematch with him, and he had to face who was he had to face? Like, I can't remember. Did he face Cena to be number one contender? Because when Bray won the WWE Championship, because Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble, and
Randy relinquished his right.
because he was with the Wyatt family at the time.
He was Harper, as Styles wrestled a shit ton of times.
I can't remember why didn't Cena get his rematch.
He did in the triple threat on SmackDown.
Triple Threat on SmackDown, and Wyatt won that. And then he faced Luke Harper. There was a battle royal. Luke Harper, H. Styles, a bunch of other SmackDown wrestlers over the top rope, and Styles and Harper both feet on the ground at the same time. So he had to wrestle Harper one-on-one, which he won, and he was number one contender. But that same night when Styles won, Randy Orton burned Sister Abigail in the compound.
Yep.
And then
What?
Yeah, he lit the Wyatt family compound on fire, and you could hear Sister Abigail screaming.
Oh.
And so he says he's going to face Wyatt at WrestleMania, which pissed off Styles. And so
Because Styles has been grinding like a fucking madman to get back to the title picture, and
then,
all of a sudden Orton just declares that he's back.
Yeah.
Actually, I think when I saw the video, now that you bring it up, I do remember seeing the Battle Royal match with Harper and who was it? Where their feet hit at the same time?
Styles.
I think I saw the video and I think it was clear as day that Harper's feet did not hit at the same time.
No.
I think he was still in there.
They did, but they try to view it like with a different angle. That they're both feet on the ground, blah blah blah. Which Styles
so
seats done first.
So for storyline purposes, they're saying that just for the controversy and storyline. Okay.
Shane McMahon kept saying that Styles should be number one contender, but Daniel Bryan was saying that Orton needs to be because he won the Royal Rumble match. But they were butting heads, so they said, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Winner faces Wyatt at WrestleMania. And Orton won, and Styles blamed Shane McMahon for it, claiming he's trying to screw him over and over again. And then, I think a week after Styles lost was it the same night he faced Randy Orton? He got, in Shane's office and everything. After his match, he's in his office and screams at him. Pretty much he looked legitimately like he's going to punch Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Because he screwed him over. A week later, beats the crap out of Shane McMahon in a backstage brawl, throws him through, a window.
Fucking car window, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Week after that, Shane McMahon comes back later that night. And
After Daniel Bryan's fired Shane.
Styles.
Yeah.
And said that AJ Styles wants a match at WrestleMania. He's got one. And then week after, you see Shane McMahon have a big black eye on him. So I think he really got hit by Styles. And they duke it out a bit, sign contracts, and then WrestleMania match happened.
Yep.
Okay. Makes sense.
We had Kevin Owens defeat Chris Jericho to become the United States champion. Didn't really care. I kind of figured Owens was going to win. I figured Jericho's on his last leg here in the company. This is one of his longest runs in years.
Yeah.
So, that match was kind of putting me to sleep a little bit, in all honesty.
He's got a concert at the end of May, so...
Fozzy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I figure Payback is probably going to be just about one of the last times we see Jericho.
Well, I'm glad Owens won, but it kind of pisses me off because Jericho doesn't like to put over talent at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that did make me a little like, I wasn't nervous, but I was just kind of like, I don't know. But they took like the perfect amount of time to build this feud, so I feel like Jericho. I mean, Kevin Owens has been doing this for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like Jericho wouldn't have much of a problem putting Owens over, especially since Owens is already established superstar. He's not gonna fade out like Fandango.
How old is Owens?
30.
I have no idea.
Okay, like 31, 32.
Hey Siri, how old is Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens is 36 years old.
There you go. 4 years off.
Oh, that is a corner for or center for Roanoke.
Oh. Kevin Steen.
How old is Kevin Steen?
Kevin Steen is 20 years old.
That is a pitcher for Tennessee.
Damn.
All right, I don't know.
I'll look it up on Google. Just keep going.
Okay. Then we have Bayley pinning Charlotte in a fatal four-way. Was it elimination?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Nia and Sasha Banks.
Hey, Bailey's been my girl since the NXT days.
I remember you were madly in love with Bayley.
I let it be.
Right move, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. Only thing I would have done different though is wait to give Bailey the title at
Until
WrestleMania.
Mania.
It would have been a bigger moment.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since Charlotte was the queen of pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Bailey won without Sasha's help.
Yeah, that's true. She won clean. Did you find it, Ernie?
Almost. Just keep this rolling real quick. I'm gonna let you know here in a second.
Okay, so we have a fatal four-way ladder match for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Hardys reunited to defeat the Club,
Cesaro and
Sheamus, and Enzo and Cass
Yeah.
in a ladder match. Probably the biggest pop, maybe one of the biggest pops in WrestleMania history.
No history of all of WrestleMania.
Within the last decade, at least.
Yeah.
You gotta specify that. There's a lot of cool things that have happened at WrestleMania.
This is probably one of the biggest things, though, man. Like, the Hardys literally the night before were working for ROH in a ladder match. The night before.
Oh, update. Kevin Owens is 32 years old. I was right.
Oh, damn.
Great in WWE's part. I was happy to see Matt and Jeff back. I was really excited. You were freaking out.
Oh,
like,
man, I marked the fuck out, man.
You put an Enzo and Cass
Yeah, I
shirt
had
on.
an Enzo and Cass
And
shirt
you're
on, and then I took it off.
Like,
and I was
screw this.
Fuck Enzo and Cass.
So, is he still broken, Matt? And
Not yet.
the broken Jeff?
Legal issues. I think they did an interview saying that they're done with their broken characters.
Delete.
Yeah, the crowd kept trying to
Yeah, the crowd is
delete.
going nuts.
God, that whole pay-per-view, what was it, on TNA Impact?
The final deletion or something like that.
Man, that was so cringy to watch.
I don't watch
did not like
TNA.
it at
I
all.
can't.
Did you watch it?
I didn't. No, I haven't watched TNA in a long time.
Man, there's a part in the pay-per-view where the arena blew up or something like that. I can't remember. And then what's that other tag team? I think it's
Decay.
Decay. I think that's who it was. Don't quote me on it.
I'm pretty sure, because that's who their like big rivals were.
No, there's a part in the show where this tag team was facing another tag team, and they end up just stomping on a boat, and they literally pin a boat. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
That's why celebrities that have no idea what they're doing with professional wrestling should not purchase a wrestling company,
well,
especially one that's like was a top tier like.
the Hardys
competitor.
had full control over that. They had full creative control over the whole thing.
Well, I mean, good on Matt for the character, but terrible pay-per-view.
They pinned a boat.
It sounds awful.
Rockstar Spud got pinned by Matt's kid.
I remember that. Yeah.
He went the whole year 2016 without a win.
Yep.
But
Uh,
the best moment about that match, though, the WrestleMania match,
Yeah.
Matt Hardy twisted fate off a ladder, and then Jeff Hardy swanton bomb off a ladder on. It was supposed to be Sheamus and Cesaro, but
But
mainly got
Cesaro
Cesaro.
just got
Sheamus just rolled off.
yeah. Then we have your feel-good moment. John Cena and Nikki Bella defeat The Miz and Maurice. And afterwards, as everybody suspected, well, maybe not everybody, as I definitely suspected, John Cena proposed to Nikki Bella, probably for Total Divas or Total Bellas. I don't know if that's legit or not. That's a big fucking rock.
Yeah.
It might just be just to get Nikki to shut the fuck up, in all honesty.
I was disappointed in that match. I thought it could have
Yeah.
been better. I felt like it was shorter, in my opinion. And the Miz and Maurice needed to win, I thought.
Yeah,
They're-
definitely.
They're hot, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're just in a good streak.
Yeah, Miz was on a fucking roll. Like, I've hated Miz, like, forever. Like,
He's doing his job.
I always hated him, even when he was a good guy. But, you know, like you just said, if you're a heel and I hate you, then you're definitely doing your job right. You're getting that baby face over.
He's one of the best
Proper
heels.
heel
talkers.
He's, phenomenal on the mic. Just all around, he's gotten to that top tier level.
Yeah.
Anything you got on that, Ernie?
On the Miz and John Cena.
Yeah. The
Um,
mixed tag and then proposal.
Honestly, I've never really seen the Bellas when I used to watch WWE like I used to.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously it's harder for me now due to my schedule, but I never really seen the Bellas as good performers, and neither Maurice. So really, was it just carried by John Cena and the Miz that match?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Maurice didn't really have a whole lot in the match. And, I mean, that's kind of understandable. She's been out 8 years or something like that.
So real quick, before I go back into this, I was correct. They did stomp out a boat. I'm reading it right here in the final deletion. But anyways, it's kind of a cliche move by the WWE to have John Cena propose, like you guys were alluding to.
Yeah.
However, I think a lot of people just look at The Miz and they don't really give him the credit he deserves. He's actually like one of the best performers in the company right now, I think.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, definitely.
He's definitely paid his dues. He's been there for a while now, too. It's
Yeah.
surprising. Like, what, 11, 10 years?
Longer than that, because I want to say he did the Tough Enough in 2004. And then right around, so probably pretty close to 10
He
years,
was,
a little over.
He was like Mike Mizanin, and didn't he have,
Mizanin.
Mizanin,
Yeah.
whatever. You know,
The chick
Mizanin,
magnet.
Mizanin.
The chick magnet, yep. He had the fedora.
He had long hair, right? A mohawk, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a faux hawk, yep.
So he's been world champion, what,
Once.
three times?
Just once.
Okay, and he's been intercontinental champion
5 or 6 times.
A shit ton of
quite a
times.
few times,
Yeah.
yeah.
And United States champion a few times. Tag team champion a couple.
Who was he tagged? What
Big
it was,
Show.
the Miz show or whatever?
And I think, wasn't Miz and Jericho also at one
Miz
point?
and Cena, they won the titles against, like, it was either Nexus or, like, the Core, the Wade Bear's other group.
It was probably Nexus, because Core was
CM
SmackDown.
Punk. Wasn't CM Punk the leader of the core?
No, CM Punk was
Nexus.
the leader of the new Nexus.
Oh,
But-
okay.
Yeah, Cena and Miz won the titles one night. I think that's when Miz was still WWE champion, and then they lost it again that night because they revoked the rematch clause, like, right after.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Seth Rollins defeating Triple H. Very, very strange, in my opinion. Seth Rollins definitely needed the win, coming off a year where he had missed a Mania. Coming off, he had a really good return year, and then, but then he got hurt. That kind of makes Triple H look like a bitch, in my opinion. Especially Triple H lost 2 years straight at WrestleMania. Whoever he faces next year, Triple H is going to defeat. I can't see Triple H putting somebody over 3 years straight.
I can. I mean, what else is he gonna do? He's mainly corporate now, so
Yeah,
You
but he's
can't-
still.
he can't have. If he beats a superstar, they're gonna be wanting more, and he can't do that much.
3 years, wasn't it?
Huh?
Was it? Isn't it 3 years he went over in WrestleMania? Or someone went over on him at WrestleMania?
No, the year before last, he lost to Daniel Bryan.
Yes, so that's 3 years
And
he
he
was
beat
over.
Sting.
Right?
No, then
Okay.
it
Yeah,
was-
never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, Bryan, Sting.
He beat Sting.
He lost to Bryan, beat Sting, lost to Roman. So he lost 2 years
Okay,
straight.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. My bad.
No, you're good. I definitely wanted Seth Rollins to win. I'm definitely a Seth Rollins guy, but I don't know. And the whole having Seth Rollins compete the next night doesn't really make sense to me because was Seth Rollins not cleared that night either, and that was a no whatever, where he can't get sued. I was just like, he's not cleared for Mania, but he's cleared for Raw, and he's like back to normal.
Apparently so.
Ah, not good booking.
It was a good match, though.
Yeah, it was a good match. Don't
Really
get me
good match.
wrong.
Love the entrances from both of them.
Yeah, definitely. He Rollins with the torch. That was pretty cool.
Paul always has a good entrance for Mania. Why are you laughing?
Paul.
Paul Levesque.
Yeah.
I know him on a first name basis.
Yeah.
Anyways, he always has a good entrance for Mania. I remember, was it 2 years he had the Terminator one? Or was that 3 years ago?
Oh.
That's
2 years ago.
when he fought Sting. Yeah, it's when he fought Sting because he did like a Game of Thrones thing against Roman Reigns, I believe.
Yeah. It was a Skull King or whatever. Yeah.
Pretty much.
What was it this year?
He rode in on a motorcycle.
Police escort, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's lame. Triple H standards, that's
No.
lame.
The only bad thing about that match was no involvement from Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that kind of really surprised me. You bring
I thought
arguably one of the best big men wrestlers out there today up to the main roster and don't do a damn thing with them.
I was pretty sure we were going to see Joe and Mick Foley, but nope. Still a good match, though.
Yeah. Probably, in my opinion, the worst booked match on the card. Randy Orton defeating Bray Wyatt to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
It wasn't.
You have Bray become champion, and the night after he wins the championship, the crowd is erupting. Bray Wyatt can't even talk, chanting, "You deserve it." Obviously breaking kayfabe right there, like saying that he's done his dues, he's been at that level for all those years, to lose the title in probably one of the shittiest matches on the card with terrible fucking projected worms on the fucking canvas. Terrible. Horribly booked, in my opinion. That's all I have to say about that match.
I agree. It was unique with the projections and everything, but I think Bray Wyatt should have won. I really wanted him to win. I think I'm tired of seeing Orton as champion, even though we haven't seen him in a long time as champion. Bad move, WWE, bad move.
See, the biggest thing with me for Bray Wyatt is with The Undertaker now officially retired, right? Sorry for skipping ahead a little bit, but The Undertaker officially gone. I mean, Bray kind of fills that role as, you know, the Eater of Worlds or whatever. Isn't that what it is?
Yep,
The Eater of
the
Worlds?
Eater of Worlds.
The Consumer of Cosmos, whatever you want to call him, you know. I mean, the big scary guy on the roster. He's that guy now. I mean, if that's what he's trying to be, I mean, he can't be doing shitty projections of worms and maggots crawling around on the canvas. He can't be doing stuff like, you know, the way he laughs and all that, you just can't take him as serious as you would take The Undertaker. If he's trying to be like a cult leader now, you got to kind of tone all that laughing and all that down a little bit and just be a little bit more serious so people take you more serious.
Right.
That's in my opinion anyways.
No, I agree. But they need to do something to make him at that level. I feel like he's done his dues now, and it's time for them to use him properly and push him.
It's just with this whole, it's still kind of PG in my opinion.
Yeah.
With that, you can't really paint him as dark as he needs to be taken serious and for him to be at his top potential. Also, with the way social media is these days, I mean, you'll never have characters like they were before because on social media, he doesn't protect his character much at all.
No.
Another thing, too, is I just can't believe they took the title off of him that fast, like you guys said, too. I mean, he's been there since, what, 2012, right?
Man, I don't know. Nexus might have been earlier than that.
I mean,
he's been there for a while.
The character.
Over 30
Oh,
years.
okay. So Bray Wyatt actually not Husky
Not
Harris.
Husky Harris. No.
Okay. No, Bray Wyatt's been there for a spell, but yeah. It's definitely time to him winning the tag titles with Randy and holding them super briefly was like, I mean, cool, he's finally got a title. That kind of sucks, though, that it's with Randy Orton. That's a tag team.
Well, they did Freebird rules, so
Yeah.
it was with Luke Harper, too.
And really, the thing with him winning the tag team like that, like, really, I only see tag teams as, like, two different things. It's either a superstar that carries another one because they can't really carry a title by themselves, or it's, like, their gimmick, like Enzo and Cass. Like, it just
Right.
wouldn't make sense for either of them to have a solo title at this point in time.
Right.
And when I say, like, another superstar carrying another, it would be like You know, give me an example real quick. You know what I'm talking about. Right?
Styles and Ellsworth being tag team champions.
There we go. Exactly. So,
AJ's
Ellsworth.
a big Styles mark. So
yeah.
I hate
But-
Ellsworth.
The biggest thing with that is neither of them needed the other to carry the other. So whenever you have title runs like that, like we were talking earlier, Miz and John Cena, or we can even go back to like Rey Mysterio and Batista, or when Batista and John Cena were champs together. It just makes no sense to me, and I just think the whole thing's stupid. Like, tag team title teams are on a different level than solo performers are.
right,
And I just don't like seeing solo performers come together like that and just be in the tag team. It makes no sense to me. So
right,
when we were talking about Randy Orton being in that whole Wyatt family thing, it just made no sense. And then them having their angle that they did and the way they did it, it wasn't good.
right.
So do you hate Sheamus and Cesaro?
I like
Cesaro deserves better.
Yeah, I believe it's true. He deserves a lot better. He should have been on SmackDown. Get the opportunity he needs.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cesaro definitely is a talented individual. With what you said right there, I feel like, yeah, they don't need to be together. It's definitely not a need, but it's a lot less of a hate thing for me than it was like when Batista and Rey Mysterio were a team, or like
right.
Batista and John Cena. I mean, there are levels to these things. Come on now.
They're a pretty good tag team, in my opinion.
Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work well together. I feel like how Ernie was saying, sometimes people need each other. I feel like right now Sheamus kind of needs Cesaro
Yeah.
because Sheamus is stale and people are tired of him.
I
He
feel,
tried to mix his gimmick up and he got "you look stupid" chance.
I feel like the thing with Sheamus is that still people always remember the whole. He's Irish, right?
Yep.
That's his whole gimmick, that he was an Irish man coming over
Yep.
and just dominating people.
Yep.
You can't change to, like, what was it, a Viking look he had when he came back?
Yeah,
With
it was
the braids
weird.
in his beard and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
you can't just change your nationality like that. No one will take you serious. Just like a lot of people lost a lot of faith in Rusev when Rusev went from being Bulgarian to all of a sudden he's Russian.
To back to Bulgaria.
Exactly. But anyways, we spent enough time on that subject.
Right,
What's next?
Brock Lesnar defeating Goldberg to become the Universal Champion in 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And I predicted it would be a 5-minute long match at a minimal. So I honestly didn't think Goldberg could go much more than that anyway. But
No.
it was, honestly, for a 4-minute match, it was like a spot fest. Like, there was some big spots. I'm like, holy shit. So, I mean, putting the title from one part-timer to another part-timer, that kind of sucks, but I kind of really expected this because, I mean, Goldberg came back and Brock Lesnar's looked at the lights for Goldberg twice and then been eliminated by Goldberg in the Rumble, so I kind of knew that this was going to be their way to make up for it to Brock. So I'm honestly, I mean, I know a lot of people hate Brock, but I am a little bit of a Brock Lesnar fan. I wish he was around more than he is. But Brock Lesnar, definitely the most decorated combat sports athlete in the world. I'm a fan of Brock Lesnar's because of that. I wish he was around more, but
Yeah.
it was nice to see Goldberg come back. It was cool, but his time's up now, so I don't know what route they're going to go with that now.
See, the worst thing about having WrestleMania season come up every year is that you always know they're going to get someone that is a part-timer to come back to kind of be in the spotlight for a second just to be part of the main event.
Right.
Like, a few years ago they had Batista, they had Sting, and then they had Goldberg here lately.
Yeah.
And
Rock. Rock.
yeah, exactly. The worst part about that is that it's kind of like the tag teams we were talking about earlier. You have so much talent that's buried right now
Mhm.
that's untapped potential that you could be utilizing.
Yep.
But instead, you want to bring back washed up guys for you don't even believe these matches are legit anymore,
Right.
because you can't sit there and tell me that Brock Lesnar can't whoop this old man's ass
Right.
if this was actually not scripted and everything like it is.
Right.
And, actually, like you were saying, I really enjoyed the match. I watched it at work, got paid for it. It was sweet. But anyways, I watched it live streamed. I saw like what was it, 4 spears and like 11 German suplexes, something like that. It was a lot of finishers and a lot of moves being utilized that you wouldn't think people would kick out of, but they kept kicking out of each other's moves.
Yep.
Brock got jackhammered
and kicked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised because that was after he got speared through the barricade.
Yeah. And then speared again.
I feel like he should have done like 33 German suplexes.
For WrestleMania 33.
Hey, it reminded me of the John Cena match in SummerSlam. Was that 2015?
I believe so, yeah, when Brock Lesnar.
And John Cena, he squashed Cena, yep.
16 German suplexes is how many John Cena took.
Hey, I know this isn't the fallout from WrestleMania. This is the fallout of WrestleMania. I'm sorry. It's not the fallout for SummerSlam 2015, but that pissed me off how John Cena still had to like hit him with the attitude adjustment like twice during that match. But anyways, we're back to the topic. Yeah, I really enjoyed the match. I just don't. Another thing though, well, like I said earlier, I just don't get why they keep bringing in this part-time talent to main event WrestleManias. You don't need to do that. You got guys like that are buried right now, like not necessarily buried, but you got like Austin Aries, great performer.
Yep.
You got Nakamura, great performer. Samoa Joe, great performer.
Yep.
Who else do they got that's down there? Bobby Roode, right?
Owens.
Bobby Roode, Owens.
Well, Roode is NXT champion, so.
I mean, you just got guys that are like underneath the crust, if you will.
Yeah.
That have all this potential and are
Finn
phenomenal performers.
Finn Balor was medically cleared, and he was competing at house shows like the weeks before. And I was just like, man, it would be nice to see Finn versus Joe,
Mm-hmm. They've gone against each other quite a few times in ROH, didn't they?
Yeah, and in NXT also.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I feel like that's probably part of the reason why we didn't get that, and they wanted that night after WrestleMania return for Finn.
Right.
What do you got about that, AJ? You haven't got to speak.
It's not much I really cared for. I figured Lesnar was going to win anyway, but I just hate the title on him. I hate having him as champion.
Right.
I'm not a big Brock Lesnar fan. I wish he'd just drop it, give it to somebody else, and just move on with his life.
Right.
Want him out. Screw you, Lesnar.
I bet you won't say that to his face.
I told him multiple times I would.
Yeah, I've asked him if he would, and AJ has confirmed that he would, in fact. Up next, we have the SmackDown Women's Championship 6-pack challenge thing, where Nene forced Alexa Bliss to tap out in Naomi's hometown to recapture the Women's Championship. It's the typical WrestleMania feel-good story that I predicted. That match, I mean, good for them getting it off the pre-show.
Yeah.
Or the kickoff like it was going to be.
Higher up than
wasn't really anything special to me though. So
pissed that. See, I didn't watch it, but I was pissed that Alexa Bliss lost. Alexa Bliss is probably one of the best female performers in WWE. One of the
Alexa
best.
Bliss is white hot right now.
She's good.
She is definitely one of the top.
Good.
She's got nothing on my girl Bailey.
She's definitely a top heel right now.
She's good. Like, she's one of my favorite female performers to watch in WWE.
Right.
I think she should remain as champion, but that's just my opinion, and WWE doesn't care about my opinions at all.
No.
Well, yeah. I really don't have much input on this one, as, Naomi, she was part of the Funkadactyls, right?
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
She used to be, also, that no longer exists.
What?
Funkadactyls aren't, no, I don't know.
I know, she used to be, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I know her. Let's see, and then Alexa Bliss, I actually saw her before she was really televised on NXT back at the Arnold Classic 2015, I believe. She was there performing, which it was pretty cool seeing her and stuff, but back then she definitely wasn't the performer that you guys are putting her out to be right now.
Right
so
now
that's why I'm like,
She's good.
She's really good right now.
Good talker and everything. Like, she's probably the most natural sounding, like,
Yeah,
talker.
she doesn't sound like she's...
really?
Yeah.
She doesn't sound like she's acting like the Bellas did. Like, she actually kind of sounds like she might actually be a bitch in real life.
Most female wrestlers that talk on WWE now, they have to slow down what they say. They sound like they're getting that dramatic, like, bitchy kind of. sound to their voice.
Right.
Alexa Bliss is just natural.
Real quick, just because I've seen a bunch of clips of it on stuff like Botchamania, who is this Asian woman wrestler that they have on, I believe, NXT?
Asuka?
Asuka, yeah. Is she any good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the NXT Women's Champion for now over a year.
Really?
Yeah. TakeOver marked a year and 1 day.
So she's just out there doing her thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really surprised she didn't actually drop the title to Ember Moon to get the call up to the main roster, but I have no fucking idea who she's gonna lose to now at this point, because if Ember Moon can't beat her, then I don't know who the hell can.
She can just pull a page, be NXT Women's Champion and win the women's title, and then
Drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what Paige did.
Yeah.
She can do it too.
Now, is Asuka the type of performer that can really do that? Do you think she's that dominant right now in NXT like Paige was, where she can go up to the main roster and believably beat someone?
Yeah.
Asuka is in Japan. She was like the Hulk Hogan meets Ric Flair woman wrestler.
How old is this woman?
I don't know how old Asuka is, but she is a monster in the ring, man. Like, she is mean, and she will kick your head right off your fucking shoulders.
And she says, "You talk too much."
Yes. Yes, she does. Did you ask about her because she's Asian?
No, I asked because I've seen the video where she says you talk too much
Okay.
on Botchamania, and I was like, man, who is this? I don't even know who this is right now. And then when we were talking about Nakamura earlier,
Yep.
I was like, I'm gonna ask about her, but then I had to wait for like an appropriate time. So when
Right.
we were talking about divas, I figured
Right.
that was good. That's why I laced in that NXT too, because I thought she was in NXT.
Yep.
But anyways,
Then we have your final bout, your WrestleMania main event. Roman Reigns defeating The Undertaker, and Undertaker seemingly retiring. I'm pretty sure that was Taker's last bout. They made it feel like...
Yeah.
Everybody's seen Logan here, correct? Have you seen Logan, Ernie?
no, ruin it.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. I
Well,
don't care.
the whole movie, Logan, is basically about how Logan's old and how he still has the fight left in him, but his body just can't keep up with his spirit. And that is exactly the way the commentary went for that match. They're like, the dead, like, this is like an exact quote from JBL. The dead man's spirit keeps on going, but I don't think his body can keep up with him. I was like, okay, Logan. I was like, Jesus Christ. If you want to make Roman this absolute fucking monstrous heel, this is the right move.
Yeah.
But if you're going to keep Roman Reigns as a babyface, you just fucked up. Big time.
Yeah.
I understand if this was his last bout, looking at the lights, but I don't know. I don't know. If you're not going to make Roman Reigns a heel, I don't like the booking decision.
I have no comments for this match. I hate Roman Reigns. Hate him so much. I don't think he's a good wrestler at all. I did not want him to beat The Undertaker, but he did anyway. And all I can say is, he may have beat him, but the crowd on Monday Night Raw beat him worse.
Jesus Christ! Did you see that the night after Raw? Roman Reigns came out, and the night after WrestleMania is always like the most hardcore crowd.
Mhm.
The crowd was deafening. Roman, I think, probably was supposed to have like a 10-minute long talk. For 11 minutes straight, he could not speak because the crowd was deafening. Like, fuck you, Roman.
You're a pussy.
You're a pussy.
What?
Shut the fuck up.
Up. Go away.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
So he just couldn't even
And he
do his
just
promo?
stood there and took it, and then when the crowd kind of settled down a little bit, all he could say was, "This is my yard now," and
Yeah.
walk away. I was like, okay, we're going to get heel Roman. And then having him get his ass kicked Monday night by Strowman says possibly otherwise. Stick him with Heyman, for fuck's sake. Put
He
him
can't
with
talk.
Paul Heyman.
He cannot talk. On that note, how has Strowman been doing lately?
Strowman has made some serious like waves in WWE as of late. He's definitely come out of his shell from his Wyatt family days. Well, when they first had the draft and split up the Wyatt family, I was like, okay, Strowman is this is not going to be good. Strowman has come a long way. His match with the Big Show was really an eye opener to me. Seeing him do that, Big Show had him in a hammerlock, and Strowman did a reversal thing into a roll into a kip up, and I was like,
What?
holy shit, this guy is a fucking freak of nature. You've kind of won me over. I'm a little bit of a Strowman mark right now.
Yeah. Strowman's my dude. I knew about him before you did.
Yeah, because the Arnold Classic. Yep.
Said he was very soft spoken.
Yeah. That is not him on Monday Night
Hey,
Raw.
he was like the nicest guy at the Arnold that year. He shook my hand, talked to me a little bit, asked me how I was doing.
Yeah.
So when I saw him on WWE, I was like, this is gonna be rough for him because this is not him at all.
No. Well, you hear, Braun! You know someone's about to die.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like shit. You guys got anything else for that?
Nope.
No.
I rate this WrestleMania B minus C plus.
I thought it was one of the better manias over the past few years.
Well, that's why I'm mainly saying B minus.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Superstar Shakeup a little bit?
Yes.
We're already over at 30-minute mark. We're getting really close to the 50-minute mark. So let's just run through this real fast.
Alright, for those who didn't watch Superstar Shakeup, let's just say this. Pretty much, like, the same people who had feuds on Raw and SmackDown pretty much, like, are together. They just switch brands.
Yeah.
Switch colors, per se. Like, Monday Night Raw got Apollo Crews, The Miz, Maurice, Dean Ambrose, and the IC Championship, Kurt Hawkins, Bray Wyatt, Kalisto, Heath Slater and Rhino, Alexa Bliss, Mickey James, and David Otunga. Him and Byron Saxton
fuck.
switched
Mickey
But-
James is back?
Yes.
When did she come back?
a while ago.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Oh, old Piggy James. Alright.
Damn.
uh,
But,
oh, shit. I forgot
yeah,
about
David
this
Otunga
segment.
is on Raw now, but he won't be in Raw for about 6 to 7 weeks because he's got a movie role he's filming for.
Thank
Who-
God.
who-
Hopefully he
who's that?
never comes back.
David Otunga?
Why is he even relevant
He's
right
a
now?
commentator.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
At least we got rid of Byron Saxton.
he's on SmackDown.
Nice.
And for SmackDown, they got Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and the United States Championship, Sami Zayn, the Shining Stars, Primo and Epico.
Yeah.
Are they going to be the Shining Stars, though? Because they were in jeans.
And the El Matadors before that, right?
Yeah, and
Now they
before
try to sell
that,
you,
they
like-
were also Primo and Epico.
Now they try to give you away timeshares in Costa Rica.
Hey, let it be.
Tamina Snuka, she returned after injury.
For like
Charlotte Flair, which is stupid because they should have brought Sasha Banks to SmackDown, but WWE doesn't care about my opinions, apparently.
I'm fine with this because that gives the Raw women who are more talented. Well, there's like 3 that are more talented. Time to shine. The only one on the Raw women or SmackDown women's division that I actually cared about was Bliss and Carmella, and now Bliss is over on Raw.
Yeah.
So
Will they leave off Charlotte Flair?
I
think
did
so.
a little bit of SmackDown. No, you
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, Sin Cara, Handsome Rusev, and Lana.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes by Handsome Rusev now.
Why?
Not like when they introduce him, he doesn't. But
He's like, why are you calling you Big Cass? You don't see people calling me Handsome Rusev.
I like Rusev now.
Now, are they doing what they did with Rusev now? Are they kind of doing what they did with, like, what is his name? Kozlov and, like, Finley when they started getting to the end of their runs? Because they were foreigners, they put in more silly roles or whatever like that.
Rusev is still an absolute dominant competitor, but they're loosening his character up a little bit.
See, I don't know.
He's still a freak of nature in the ring, but yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, then we got The New Day and Byron Saxton.
Thank God we got rid of Byron Saxton on Raw. You guys can keep him. I would have taken Ronaldo. But, I mean,
He's,
that's not a thing anymore.
JBL might be gone too.
Is he? Really?
God damn it.
Because some conspiracy with bowling. He's been like getting a lot of shit for
yeah,
bowling.
he's a well-known bully in the
Well,
locker room.
I don't know the full story to that.
Oh, I think he said bowling. I was about to be like, damn, PBA is about to take him away.
No,
I don't know the
bullying.
full story, but he's big controversy with bullying.
Yeah, he's always has been known as a bully backstage.
Yeah,
So,
WWE might get rid of him because of it, because he's finally like caught up with them.
well, also, I mean, Mario Ronaldo is diagnosed with bipolar and depression.
Yeah.
That is not the kind of person you want to bully, especially if one of your big sponsors
Was it
is
him?
Be a Star.
Was it him who's bullying?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why
shit.
Mario Ronaldo was gone. Is because JBL was bullying him, and when Mario Ronaldo went to Vince about it, Vince laughed. So Mario Ronaldo said, fuck this. I don't need to be here.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So-
be here either.
You just lost. If you don't count Jim Ross, the greatest wrestling commentator ever.
No.
Yes.
Mario.
Mario Ronaldo.
When did he come to the WWE?
Last year?
Yeah, no, before the draft.
Where was he at before that?
Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Or not Ring of Honor, New Japan. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He did all the American broadcasts.
Well, I would assume.
Yeah.
With a name like Mario, there's no way he's a
Well,
Japanese man.
It's actually Morrow. He's Canadian.
No.
Alright.
Continue.
I don't care much for the shakeup. I don't know. I think Bray Wyatt should have remained on SmackDown along with The Miz.
Only thing I'm really excited for based off this shakeup is the chance that we have for the Demon King versus the Eater of Worlds.
Yeah, but
That will, I mean, well, when Finn comes back,
yeah, concussion.
fucking Jinder Mahal.
He's on
Fuck you,
SmackDown
Jinder
now.
Mahal. You son of a bitch.
But there's some positives that like Owens and Zayn are on SmackDown. I feel like they'll get a better push because SmackDown's land opportunities.
Yeah, I really hope there's much more opportunity for Sami Zayn on SmackDown.
For crying out loud, WWE, either put Styles on Raw or bring the club to SmackDown because you have all the Shield on Raw.
Yeah,
But seriously, Raw has a lot of good tag teams, and what does SmackDown have? You know, you need to build up the Ascension, make them great again. You have American Alpha, the Usos, and then what? Shining Stars, Brazongo? Like,
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, now you got.
yeah.
The New Day, yeah.
I don't feel like anything absolutely spectacular is going to happen with them right now,
No.
being that Kofi's out. So,
Yeah. And
and being that Woods is kind of in a very awkward predicament.
Xavier. No, elaborate on that a little bit more. I was about to say Xavier Woods reminds me of Childish Gambino, but anyways, elaborate. What predicament are you talking about?
Paige's leaked sex tape.
Hell yeah, he was banging Paige.
While Brad Maddox, who her boyfriend at the time, filmed.
Hell yeah.
oh
And
my god.
my
Oh my
favorite
God.
thing that I've seen about it
Was
was
the porno itself.
no, the sign at a live event. There was a sign, and the New Day was standing in front of it, and Woods and Kofi and Biggie were standing there kind of looking like Xavier, and Woods is like, got his hands up like, uh-oh, and the sign says, Woods has a small ass dick.
Does he?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
We should do a Fallout podcast of that.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. You can do that on your own personal channel.
All right.
Yeah. One thing I hate about the shakeup too, Charlotte on SmackDown, I don't want her on SmackDown because you know what's gonna happen? She has a good feud with Naomi, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna get the Women's Championship and then hold it for a very long time.
Forever.
And I don't like that. I don't like Charlotte.
Forever.
I don't like her at all. I would really like Alexa Bliss and Miz to come back to SmackDown because they were good on SmackDown, and you know I don't feel like they'll get especially the Miz. I don't feel like he's gonna get the push and potential he could have had on Raw. They could have had on SmackDown.
Right.
And with Bray Wyatt, like he could win back the WWE Championship and have great feuds with other people too, but he's not gonna get that on Raw.
Maybe he will win the championship back and bring it to Raw while Lesnar's out.
No,
Fucking Sable with the title.
no.
Yeah. in a House of Horrors match, whatever that is.
Probably what this where we saw at WrestleMania with
Sounds
this projector.
horrible.
Well, remember Ambrose's Asylum match?
Yeah, that sounded horrible too, and it was actually a pretty decent match. So
Got fined for the nunchucks though.
fingers crossed. Did he?
Yeah, he got fined for that.
Really?
Yeah,
Why the fuck were they there then?
they didn't know. He brought him in himself.
What the fuck?
He tucked him in his jacket and just like pulled him out.
That sounds like a Dean Ambrose thing.
Did he actually hit him with the nunchucks?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Jericho with them.
And he got fined for it.
Damn. You know Jericho was probably cool with it. He's like, yeah, whatever.
He looked at it like, nunchucks?
And he knew how to use them too. What was cool? I was just like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Whenever I think of nunchucks, I always think of Mikey,
Oh,
Ninja Turtles.
whenever I
Yeah.
think of nunchucks, I think about the story my mom told me about how her brother beat her with nunchucks until she threw up.
Oh, do
It's
tell.
just like, oh, that's all I know.
Oh.
Well, on a brighter note,
Yeah. Do you actually have a brighter note?
We can't close this on domestic abuse,
Oh.
domestic violence.
I'm getting married in under 4 months. Thanks everybody for listening to the H2 Wrestling Podcast. This has been the WrestleMania Fallout along with the Superstar Shakeup on our thoughts.
Man, I
Blah,
thought you were
blah,
going to say with
words.
the superstar or Nitro, but anyways, continue.
With my co-host AJ Gagliardo and the Stupid Star, Nitro. Thanks for listening and put a motherfucker in the headlock.